When it comes to tourism, Calgary is not the first place that comes to mind. Or at least, so we thought. Prompted by the over-tourism protests coming out of Europe lately, we decided to take a look at this city. We explored some of the fun things to do in Calgary, including the renowned Calgary Stampede, tagged the greatest outdoor show on earth, the city's festivals, its museums, its heritage park historical village, arts and culture, nightlife, and so much more. Come with us as we show you around. Hello everyone, welcome to Metropolitan. Today we are visiting Calgary, Canada's third largest city with a population of over 1.3 million people. The city is landlocked and situated in the prairies, south of Edmonton, east of Vancouver, and west of Saskatoon. Being landlocked, Calgary does not command coastal sceneries as most tourist cities do. So, tourism is not a big draw for Calgary, but for one exception. The Calgary Stampede, which takes place every July in the city. During this year's event, tourists from all over the world converged in Calgary, which was a refreshing difference given lots of over-tourism protest news coming out of Europe lately. So, what is Calgary Stampede, and what does Calgary have to offer as a tourist destination? First, let's talk about Calgary Stampede. It is an annual event which takes place every July in the city of Calgary. Its roots date back to 1884, when it began as an agricultural society. With this humble beginning, it eventually transformed to a world-renowned rodeo festival in 1912. Today, Calgary Stampede has transcended its humble beginnings to become a behemoth festival, acclaimed as the greatest outdoor show on earth. For 10 days every year, Calgary Stampede hosts a series of fun-filled events that include stage shows, rodeos, midway, concerts, assortment of games, and rides. During Stampede, the cultural and social tapestry of Calgary changes. The city becomes a huge, boisterous tourist center, mostly in and around the Stampede ground. On the last Friday of the festival, we visited the popular Stephen Avenue. It was a spectacle. We found lots of people on the street, including revelers.
We're going to step out, we're going to pivot, and we're going to tap. Okay, one more time. Basic. 5, 6, 7. Here we go.
Further north, about 900 meters away on 6th Avenue, the celebrations were no less, even with a smaller crowd. The economic value of Calgary Stampede to the city cannot be overemphasized. Given the obvious burst of activities, we could sense it driving through the city. We noticed several tour buses, long lines of taxi cabs, and volunteers helping with traffic control. We even saw makeshift street retails, which is unusual in most North American metropolitans. On the city's public transit, the impact of the Calgary Stampede was also inescapable. Every train car we were in was packed with people. The 2024 event broke the previous attendance record of 1,409,000 visitors set in 2012. This year, Calgary Stampede attendance was 1,477,000 visitors. It's estimated that the Calgary Stampede generates $540 million for the province of Alberta and $282 million for the city of Calgary all year round. That's a combined revenue of almost $1 billion. So, what else has Calgary to offer in terms of tourism? The answer to this question is the essence of this video. When you talk about tourist destinations, Calgary is not the first place that comes to mind, or at least so we thought. But we were surprised to find that there are tons of things for tourists to do in this city. We have put together a list of top attractions in Calgary. Our list is not in any order of priority, neither is it exhaustive. Number 1. Festivals. Apart from the popular Calgary Stampede, Calgary is home to some of Canada's biggest festivals, over 50 of them. Almost all the festivals take place during the summer months from June to September. One of these is the Festival Latino, which takes place every July, the weekend after Stampede. The 2024 Festival Latino began on July 19th and ended July 21st. We attended one of the events and it was thrilling. The festival is a multicultural and entertainment event. According to the festival's website, there are over 30 authentic food vendors at the event. So, guests have lots of food options. The festival has more to offer. While you are here, you can pick up a souvenir from the artisan booths, or some outfit from the article of clothing booths. Some of the highlights of the festival were a series of national and international dance performances. Inglewood Sunfest is another festival hosted annually by Calgary. Sunfest is a trendy festival at the heart of Inglewood that features free entertainment, mostly live performances. The festival hosts over 200 vendors, showcasing an assortment of merchandise, foods, drinks, and more, including something that was new to us, cocktail infusing kits.
These are cocktail infusion kits. They're full of dehydrated fruit. All you do is fill it up with liquor, let the liquor infuse, and then you can strain it and make 8 to 12 cocktails out of each one. All different flavors.
Alright, YouTube, Cutco Knives, Carson Bayless coming at ya. I'm going to show you a little magic trick. This is a penny. Alright, we got a penny here. We got super shears, our scissors. Let's just see what happens.
Branch manager of Cutco in Okotoks. That means you're the...
We're going to take this penny.
If you enjoy outdoor festivals, Calgary is one destination to think of on your next trip. Check the description section of this video for a list of festivals that take place in Calgary.
And turn it into a little loony. There we go.
Number 2, Heritage Park Historical Village. Located in the southwest of Calgary, Heritage Park Historical Village is a 127 acres landmark of lush. The park is one of the largest in Canada and amongst top 5 most visited tourist attractions in Calgary. Most people describe the park as a living historical museum. This historical village was established in 1964. It is home to numerous exhibits of Western Canadian history dating from the 1860s to the 1950s. Key amongst the exhibits is the Gasoline Alley Museum. So, why is it called Gasoline Alley Museum?
Hi, my name is Paul. I'm one of the interpreters here in Gasoline Alley. And the reason the building's called Gasoline Alley is because of literally the alley of gasoline pumps we have here. This is the main gallery, and that they cover pumps from about 1910 to about 1935, 36, somewhere in there. Most of the collection you see in here was donated by one local businessman, a man named Ron Carey. He donated all of the pumps, the signs, and about 50 of our 60 cars in here. Most of the vehicles here range from 1905 to 1945. Some are very rare. We have a couple of the only ones in the world. Then they range from heavy trucks to small two-door cars over here. So our McIntyre here is one of 2 that exist in the world. McIntyre obviously no longer exists. This is a good example of what they call a horseless carriage. Wagon type wheels, and this one, the engine in this one is actually quite unusual in the fact that it's air cooled, not liquid cooled. It's a very unusual car. This is our oldest car here, an unrestored 1905 Cadillac. Third year of Cadillac production. One-cylinder engine under the seat, 9 horsepower.
That was an amazing tour of the Gasoline Alley Museum. Many thanks to Paul, our interpreter. This here is the replica of Nellie McClung's home, one of the 5 famous women of Canadian history. The home is referred to as the famous 5 Center of Canadian Women, here at the Heritage Park Historic Village. The famous 5 women, Emily Murphy, Louise McKinney, Henrietta Muir-Edwards, Nellie McClung, and Irene Parlby, successfully fought for women to be declared as persons in Canada under the British North America Act in 1929. Locals and visitors are welcome to tour the center daily. With the right timing, 12:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m., you can catch a radio play, tagged On the Radio with Nellie McClung Live. Heritage Park Historical Village is also home to a replica railway roundhouse that serves to maintain locomotives and provides storage for railway equipment. Here, visitors can view the numerous display items related to rails and steam-operative vehicles. You can walk around the roundhouse on your own, but there are interpreters on hand to entertain you and provide you information on the display items.
This is a replica roundhouse. We have a variety of display items in here that have related to rail, and we also have a couple of steam-operated vehicles that have nothing to do with rail. We have a steam crane here for derailments and getting the stuff back on track. Our steam road roller has nothing to do with trains, but our locomotive certainly does, and it's modified. It's no longer a steam locomotive. We have a snowplow and a steam farm tractor, which again has nothing to do with rail, but it's steam. Hand car, a work car, that will carry your supplies, materials, tools in order to do repairs on the railroad.
Wow.
And a caboose.
Thank you very much, Brian.
You're welcome.
Heritage Park is a gold mine for history buffs. If you are not a history buff, there are other things to do here. You can head to the village square within the park, where you will find all the amusements, especially for children. Merry-go-round, boat swings, Ferris wheel, classic amusement games, caterpillar ride, dangler swings, a playground, and so on. There is amusement for adults too. Hop on a functional exhibit in the form of a steam locomotive and get transported to Time Past as you ride around the park in a closed loop. Visitors to Heritage Park can also indulge themselves in a historical streetcar ride at no cost. Going back in time to the early 1900s, Calgary's mass transit system comprised mainly of electric streetcars. You can relive the early days of Calgary's public transit by hopping on the Legacy streetcar. Visitors can catch the streetcar at the historical village front gate or at its parking lot. The streetcar shuttles between both ends. For those who like water adventure, you can cruise around the Glenmore Reservoir on a paddle wheel ship, the only one in the city. On board the ship, you can take in the spectacular vista of the Glenmore Reservoir and its surrounding nature. Other activities at the Heritage Park Historical Village that visitors can enjoy include a horse-drawn conveyance ride, a visit to the farm, a tractor-drawn carriage ride, a honeybee hive tour, a retro drive-in movie, and much more. Where to eat is not a problem. There are a handful of options including the Railway Cafe, the Selkirk Grill, and much more. There is so much to see and do at Heritage Park Historical Village that we cannot unfortunately cramp them all in this video. This place deserves a separate video of its own to do it full justice. Number 3. Inglewood Bird Sanctuary and Nature Center. For a calmer experience and a fresh breath of nature, visitors might find Inglewood Bird Sanctuary and Nature Center rewarding. The sanctuary is a park and nature reserve that borders Calgary's Bow River. This sanctuary houses over 270 species of birds, a diverse range of wildlife including beavers, coyotes, deer, porcupines, muskrats, and about 350 species of plants. Many people describe the 35-hectare sanctuary as an ecological haven. Unfortunately, when we visited, we had few sightings of the inhabitants of this wilderness. Regardless of the number of sightings, it is gorgeous here and worth the visit. We enjoyed hiking on the trails, taking in the clean and remarkably fresh air, and delighting in the tranquil scenery. Inglewood Bird Sanctuary is easily accessible from Calgary's downtown. It is located at 2425 9th Avenue Southeast. The sanctuary is open to the public from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., 7 days a week, except on statutory holidays. Admission is free for locals and visitors. Number 4. The Calgary Tower. The Calgary Tower is an iconic landmark and symbol of Calgary. Once the tallest structure in the city, the tower remains the pride of Calgary and a top tourist attraction. Standing at 627 feet, locals and visitors can use the tower's 360-degree observation deck to capture an extraordinary panoramic view of the city, the Rocky Mountains, and the prairie landscape. The tower also features a glass floor that allows visitors to look straight down. Don't miss the theater room that features large 55-inch screens on a curved wall, where you can catch a short film on Calgary and Alberta. While you're here, visit the gift shop located at the base of the tower and indulge yourself in shopping for assorted Canadian apparels and souvenirs.
Just wait.
Number 5. Parks. In our travels, a visit to the park is not out of the question. London's Greenwich Ecological Park is an example. So, if you enjoy visiting parks like us, you will be pleased with Calgary parks. There are many of them. We had the opportunity to visit two, Nose Hill Park and Prince's Island Park, both very distinct in nature and purpose. First, let's explore Nose Hill Park. This park is a natural environment park of enormous size, spanning over 11 square kilometers, one of the largest urban parks in North America. Its natural state is intact, only interfered with by numerous paved paths for bikers and runners, and by trodden hiking paths. In the Canadian prairies, Nose Hill Park arguably has the most fescue grassland, but nothing compared to earlier times when the park was solely a prairie grazed by bison. Then it was all grass. Now that the park is surrounded by urban settings, trees and shrubs have taken over. Environmentalists see this as a challenge because forestation means less grass, which in turn means less grassland habitat. To encourage grassland birds to return to the park, fescue grass must be restored. Given this concern, one can deduce that Nose Hill Park is intended as an ecological reserve. So, while locals and visitors are allowed to hike and bike here, Nose Hill Park's core purpose is for scientific research, education, and preservation. The park is open to the public and visitors between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. daily. The other park we visited was Prince's Island Park, a 20-hectare exquisite oasis nestled in downtown Calgary that borders the Bow River. The park features abundant greeneries with tall trees that provide sufficient shade for everyone. Also available at the park is a network of wide walking trails that serve multi-purpose use. We found people riding their scooters, biking, and some others running. The presence of a playground emphatically demonstrates that the park is family-oriented. The park hosts many festivals and events each year, one of which we happened to stumble on, a Roundup music festival. As you can see, Prince's Island Park's purpose is heavily recreational, and its proximity to Calgary's downtown makes it convenient. If you plan to visit Calgary, stop by this park. You'll find it rewarding. The park is open to locals and visitors between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. daily. Number 6. Glenmore Reservoir. The Glenmore Reservoir, built in 1932, is a man-made reservoir located on the Elbow River southwest of Calgary and is controlled by the Glenmore Dam. It is the backbone of the city's source of drinking water. In addition to this primary role, Glenmore Reservoir offers locals and visitors several recreational options that include canoeing, kayaking, and sailing. For as little as 15 Canadian dollars, you can rent a single-person kayak for an hour, or $45 for a whole day. Rentals can be done in person only, at the Glenmore Boat Patrol office. Rentals are usually between June and October each year. If you love fishing, you can do that at the reservoir too. Hear what this local has to say about fishing at Glenmore Reservoir.
It's relaxing, it's nice and peaceful. We all got, like me and him, got into it around the same time. We're both self-taught, and it's just nice to come out and enjoy, even if you don't catch anything, which I rarely ever do at least, but he catches a lot more than I do.
Okay, let's ask Leo the secret to his fishing successes.
Learning the spot, I guess, coming here and like every day using like different lures, checking out different locations. You get used to it and you learn what's good, what's, you know, the meta, I guess. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Glenmore Reservoir surroundings is peaceful. We were in awe of the breathtaking sceneries and the clean, fresh air. There is a 16-kilometer multi-purpose pathway accessible to locals and visitors, which we couldn't resist. We walked a portion of the trail and encountered hikers, runners, and bikers. If you are here during spring or summer, you can enjoy bird watching at the reservoir using the public binoculars. Number 7. Museums. Calgary is home to several museums, some of which include Glenbow Museum at the Edison, Telus Spark Science Center, the Confluence's historic site, and Parkland, formerly Fort Calgary, and the Gasoline Alley Museum, which we already talked about. These museums cater to different interests. Telus Spark Science Center, for example, focuses on science and technology and offers interactive exhibits. The Glenbow Museum, on the other hand, is an art and history museum that concentrates mainly on Western Canadian history and culture, featuring modern artworks as well as arts dating back to the 19th century. The Glenbow Museum is one of the largest in Canada with about 33,000 artworks. At present, the museum is undergoing renovation, but its satellite gallery called Glenbow at the Edison is open to the public by appointment. If you plan to be in Calgary anytime soon, you may want to add a visit to the Glenbow Museum to your to-do list. Number 8. Arts and Culture. For lack of a better word, we are calling this one Arts and Culture. Calgary is home to a vibrant variety of theaters catering to different genres of stage performances. Notable amongst the theaters are Pump House Theatre, Vertigo Theatre, and the Arts Commons, one of the largest art centers in Canada that houses Max Bell Theatre, Martha Cohen Theatre, Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra, and the Jack Singer Concert Hall. We attended a candlelight concert, not in one of the city's popular theaters, but in the city's central library. The library itself is a work of art. More on the library later in this video. When it comes to arts and culture, Calgary is very diversified. The city's expressive art tagged Nightlights 2024, hosted by Victoria Park BIA, is an example. The event was an imaginative composition of various arts, expressed delightfully through lights. We spoke with Sean, one of the contributing artists of Nightlights 2024, and he had this to share.
This is the Nightlight Festival, and it's designed to just bring Calgarians out to see different awesome experiences here. This is all light art, so a lot of electronics, a lot of LEDs, and then this is my installation called Something to Hope For. Like, hey, this could be a projection thing. I'll just like bring some. Everyone who has already interacted with the art, they've uploaded their hopes and dreams for the future. One of the goals is to have really exciting things happening in Calgary, and really to put Calgary on the map for art, and especially this new style of art.
Nightlights 2024 was not only expressive, but it was also interactive. Visitors could interact with some of the artworks, for example, by triggering how often this horse sculpture breathes fire, or by changing the color patterns of this light tunnel. You could even open a street door to reveal an expression. Or shut the door to conceal it. Within the vicinities of Calgary's Halton and Central Memorial Parks, Nightlights 2024 lit up the environment, and the energy was inescapable. You could tell that a lot of work has gone into coordinating the event and in crafting the various arts and projecting them through lights. For us, this was a night to remember. Number 9. Nightlife. When it comes to nightlife, the usual expectations are restaurants, clubs, bars, movie theaters, and so on. Depending on your taste, Calgary might have the right pick for you. There are 21 movie theaters and countless restaurants to choose from, a handful of live music venues, such as the Commonwealth Bar and Stage, King Eddie, and more. For nightclubs and dancing, there is Greta Bar, amongst half a dozen to choose from. If you are looking for bars and pubs, head to the Bank and Baron Pub or Ship and Anchor, amongst another half a dozen to choose from. For Western flavors, Cowboys Casino Dance Hall, Spanky's Saloon, and Whiskey Rose Saloon are your options. Check the description of this video for more listings of Calgary's live music, nightclubs, bars, and pubs. Other than the activities we have mentioned so far, what we found most intriguing about Calgary's nightlife are the various fun rides that the city has to offer. You can rent a stretched party limousine, gallivant on a fancy neon-lit bike, hop on a scooter or party on a pedal pub wagon. If you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with us. By now you should sense Calgary as a fun place to visit. If you do, then we are on the same page. Let us know in the comments section what you think about Calgary as a tourist destination. Number 10. Calgary's architecture. Calgary's architecture is modern compared to most European tourist cities, for example Milan, whose architecture is largely historical. Being one of Canada's youngest and fastest growing cities, Calgary's modern architecture is understandable. Here are some highlights of Calgary's iconic architecture. The Bow, a prominent skyscraper in Calgary's downtown core, stands at 780 feet. The building is noted for its unique crescent shape. It is the second tallest structure in Calgary and the third tallest in Canada, not counting Toronto. The giant head sculpture in front of the Bow adds to the building's fascination. Telus Sky is a particularly striking modern structure standing at 738 feet. and counts amongst Calgary's tallest buildings. What makes this building unique is the way its rectangular base gradually reduces in size as it rises to the top. It is a mixed-use building that comprises of approximately 422,000 square feet of office space, 326 residential rental units, and 15,000 square feet of retail space. What also makes this building unique is its LEED Platinum status, a sustainability design that includes a stormwater management system amongst other sustainability features. This innovative building is home to a few public art installations, including the Northern Lights by Douglas Coupland, which at night illuminates and converts the building to a work of art. Studio Bell is a magnificent 160,000 square foot modern edifice that infuses historical elements in its design, such as the handmade terracotta tiles. The building comprises of 5 floors that narrates the story of music in Canada and celebrates Canada's music icons. As a national music center, Studio Bell is equipped with interactive musical instruments and a soundbox music workshop that are accessible to the public to experiment with. Admission fees required to access the building. Calgary Tower is such an historical landmark that cannot be excluded when discussing Calgary's architectural landscape. Though we already featured Calgary Tower in this video, we've included it here once more for good measure. Like the Telus sky, Calgary Tower also lights up at night. Calgary Skywalk Network, popularly known by locals as Plus 15, is an interconnected network of raised pedestrian walkways that link buildings in downtown Calgary. The network is considered one of the most extensive in the world, spanning 16 kilometers and 86 bridges in the city's core. Given that Calgary is a winter city, the skywalks are intended to enable pedestrians, locals, and visitors to move around the city center in all weather, but more so during the winter months. In our opinion, Calgary's skywalk is a relevant part of the city's architecture. Calgary Central Library is perhaps the most intriguing of all Calgary's architecture in my view. Right in the heart of the city, Calgary Central Library is one of Canada's most iconic and innovative public libraries. This architectural landmark was designed by a renowned Norwegian architecture firm called Snøhetta, in collaboration with a Canadian firm based in Calgary called Dialogue. The library's interlocking hexagonal shapes is a distinctive design that wraps around the entire upper portion of the structure. From underneath, the library is shaped like a ship. The city's light rail called Sea Train runs through the belly of the library. According to locals, the Sea Train tracks predates the library, which indicates a masterstroke of architectural ingenuity combined with creative urban design. The library atrium is made of extensive red cedar wood. This extends into the interior of the library. If you look up the ceiling, again you'll see that part of the library is shaped like a ship, this time beautifully carved out in wood and skylight glass. In addition to reading and study spaces, Calgary Central Library has a children's section for interactivity, creativity, and fun. There are also public art installations, meeting rooms, and a performance hall. This 240,000 square foot edifice is magnificent, and it's definitely our favorite amongst Calgary's architecture. All of the iconic structures featured in this video are in Calgary downtown core. When in Calgary, you can explore these landmarks yourself or get a guided excursion through Calgary tips-based walking tour for a nominal fee. Folks, that's our list of things to do in Calgary. Remember, this list is not exhaustive. There are many more fun things to do in this city. Just a quick note, Calgary serves as a gateway to the Canadian Rockies. Within 1 hour or two, you can visit Elbow Falls in Bragg Creek, Kananaskis Country, Banff, and so on. all tourist destinations in their own rights. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. We'll greatly appreciate it. See you on the next video.